Well, hello and welcome back to your virtual tea time. My name is Tori and we are here at Seville Country Club.
Yeah.
The LPGA Ford Championship with Emily Podzlinski, tournament director.
Tournament director. Yeah.
No, the tournament director. Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But listen, it's a lot of fun work. So the fact that this is what I get to do every day, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take it.
Okay, well, first let's hear a little bit more about yourself.
Okay.
So how'd you get into golf?
Okay.
And then transition into the LPGA tournament director.
It's great. I haven't had to say this like elevator pitch in a long time.
Yeah.
So let's
dust it off.
Let's dust it off. I grew up playing golf. I lived on a golf course, a little Pete Dye track up in Indianapolis. I honestly thought every kid grew up on a golf course. And that is not the case by any means, but was very fortunate. We lived on the 6th hole. Probably got told way too many times to get off the course because we would just go in the backyard and play. But no, I played absolutely for fun when I was younger. And then when I got into high school, I had to decide really between soccer and golf. And I'm a little bit older than a lot of these players here now, which is crazy to think about. But back in the day, golf still wasn't as popular as it is today. And so it was one of those things where it's like, I could be the best golfer at my school. And that's kind of cool. Or I could sit the bench at soccer. So I was like, I'll just do the golf thing. And really just kind of fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with the idea of wanting to play in college. The Solheim Cup came through Indy at Crooked Stick. I think that was back in 2005. I was fortunate enough to go to that. I was probably a sophomore in high school. And I just fell in love with just the tournament and how cool it was, that what they were building. And I was like, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. But kind of put that on the back burner. And then fortunate enough, I got to play in college for a year at Eastern Michigan, got to transfer, was the luckiest kid on earth, got to play at the University of Arkansas, which was really cool. A lot of my fellow teammates are out here on tour right now. And then kind of got really, really lucky. There was an LPGA event in the backyard of Northwest Arkansas and started interning with that. And kind of got into like the tournament operations area, and just kind of throughout my career have done several different things. And here I am now.
Oh my gosh. I have so many questions about being tournament director.
Yeah.
So first of all,
and apologies, I'm drinking green juice right now.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah.
It's
gotta
really
get
good.
the green somehow. And it's not happening
as you're running around.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously you're the tournament director here this week at the Ford Championship. Are you assigned multiple tournaments each year?
Yeah, it just kind of fluctuates. Depends on what's happening throughout the year. So this is kind of the event I'll focus on year round, and then I'll get pulled into different projects. But my main objective and priority is waking up every day and thinking about how we're going to grow this event and make it better. And then we'll support on other various projects throughout the year.
Okay. So that was definitely my main question. Like, so how long has this been on your to-do list? Like, when did you start working on the Ford Championship?
That's a very good question. So this has been in the works for a while. We got all parties to get this over the line, very excited at the beginning of this year. So it's been a really quick 3 months for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even having this location?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a quick one.
Okay. Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you start conversations with Seville, which is a beautiful course. It's a very fun course. I've played it multiple times.
Good.
So what made you approach Seville? What are those conversations like? Because this is quite a production to actually go to a course and be like, we want to take it over and make this a championship course.
Yeah. So it was a group of people that, helped make the decision, right? And so when you're looking at a course, you want to look at a lot of different things. One, you want to make sure the course is championship ready for the athletes. Mm-hmm. You want to give them a really good experience on playing at an elevated course in the area. So, you got to tick that box. Second is you got to look at the facility and what it offers to the players. The players are here pretty much all day, every day, especially Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, it's more, business time, and you come when your tea time and leave. But this specific club has an incredible sports complex. So the fitness center's fantastic. A lot of players will stretch over there, work out over there. There's plenty of space, locker room, dining. So it just sets up really nice for a great player experience. But not only that, the public, it's a really good experience for them. You said you played the course a lot, so you know that 16, 17, 18 are super fun finishing holes. We've got some fun stuff over there for the spectators to do throughout the week. So you kind of got to take all those different things into account before you select a course. And we have a great partnership with Invited Clubs, and we're very fortunate that they extended a welcome to us to play here. And that's the short answer of how we got here.
Yeah. Well, and I'm so grateful that you kept a tournament here in Arizona too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we love having the LPGA in town. It's really exciting. I really think that if you haven't been to an LPGA tournament before, it really is quite a different experience. And it's really refreshing, actually. You know, it's just, you get so close to the players.
Yeah.
And they're such incredible golfers. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, it just seems like less hassle, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's like a sentiment we always get. Obviously, one, you definitely get more interaction with the players on an LPGA event. Players are more accessible. The players are obviously the platform of the tour, right? The reason why the tour is so successful is how welcoming the players are to the younger fans, to the older fans, to just golf fans in general. So that's fantastic. You definitely can get more up close on an LPGA tour event. And there's something for everyone. You know, we really try to pride ourselves of having this be affordable for a family to come out. We do 17 and under. Kids get in free with a ticketed adult. So we really want to, you know, grow the next generation of golfers and provide them access.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, let's get back to the timeline. So, a month out.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Yeah.
Leading up to the event?
Oh my gosh. Everything. A month out is, especially a new venue, right? We're, you know, working with the club. It's our first interaction with them, working together. So there's certainly a lot of learning curves, but, you know, the busiest time is a month out. I mean, you hit it nail on the head. That's when, I mean, I don't think people understand, like, we literally do everything that has to do with the event. Looking at the range right here, like working with Coke to get a sponsorship, to get the water, to the coolers, to coordinating the range balls, to all this barricade. Like, none of this just happens to come up. So we're really zoning in a month out on our operational scope is a big part of it. You know, we've got budgets we've got to meet. We've got sponsorships we want to sell and get people engaged with the event. So that's a big part of the focus, is that working through dining menus. Like, that just doesn't happen. Like, there's BEOs to go through. So Pro-Am, special events. Like, I mean, you're doing something new every hour of every day, and you have to switch gears really quickly. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah, everything.
And how are you communicating with the greenskeeper on how you want this course prepared for the championship?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the LPGA Tour itself has an agronomist that they will send out to tournaments to do a report to kind of just see, you know, here's where we're at today with the course. Here's a few things we need you to work on, or here's the things that are incredible. Just keep it up to speed. So that process happened several months ago. Our superintendent here, Zach, is awesome. This is his first LPGA Tour event. So he's working closely with our rules team and with the tour agronomist to make sure the course is in the tip-top shape it can be for the players.
Yeah. And you just brought up rules. So are there certain like, obviously you're scouting the course. Is there certain things, certain penalty areas that you're changing from red to yellow or yellow to red? And, you know, any out of bounds that you're making?
Yeah. Honestly, luckily, that's not my job or my call, which is perfectly fine. But no, we have a great rules team. Missy Jones is our advanced rules official. So Missy actually came a week ago. So she comes a week before the rest of the rules team comes. And she's the one who goes out, marks the course, and she kind of like picks how the course is going to be played and what days we're moving up tees and where we want those out of bounds and hazards to be. So I mean, they've got a system for what they're doing and what they're looking to accomplish. But yeah, that those are all factors in, again, how they want the course set up for competition.
Yeah. That's interesting that you said the rules department decides on yardages and where the tee boxes are going to be each day.
Yeah.
Do you work with them to, if weather gets involved or the scores are going a certain direction, do you switch it up day of sometimes?
You're right. Again, and that's up to them. I think where we try to work in tandem with them is when we want to build something on a green, we want to make sure that what we're building is out of the way, not impacting play, and vice versa. If we want a hole to be really exciting and we want to maybe push the yardages up to create some sort of excitement or what could happen, we try to, tag team on that. But it's definitely a collaboration. Sometimes we agree on things, sometimes we don't. But at the end of the day, it's an integrity for the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When did Ford come on and how has that relationship been? And what is... I know that there's a Ford activation here this week. So what's the relationship like working with your main sponsor and how they play a role in the championship?
Yeah, Ford's been fantastic. Them stepping up and supporting women's golf is major. I think it speaks volumes for itself and couldn't be more enthusiastic to have such a strong brand represent this area of this tournament. But listen, there are so many players behind the scenes and Forward getting the building the relationship and getting it over the line. It's been a really fun thing to be a part of and fun conversations to have. I'm taking zero credit for any of it because it was done. It's been years in the making. That's one piece of it. And the second piece of it is working with the Ford team that's really executing the assets that Ford is doing on site, like the activations. Every single player in the field had the opportunity to receive a Ford courtesy vehicle, which on the LPGA, it's very rare that the entire field gets a vehicle.
Oh.
So working with the local dealership to bring that and put that into fruition. So there's a lot of things that are happening this week that Ford has helped us elevate this event, and seeing their brand everywhere is honestly incredible. Seeing it on 18, on 17, is great. And there will be a ton of stuff throughout the week that when we get the display vehicles out and stuff we're doing within broadcast, it'll be great.
All right. So let's move up the timeline. Let's go up to the Pro-Am. So some of my listeners might, Pro-Am is a hot topic word and you hear about it a lot, but some might not even know what it is and what its purpose is.
Yeah.
So what is a Pro-Am all about? And it is pretty consistent that there's Pro-Am pretty much every Wednesday before a professional tournament. So what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Pro-Am, so today's Tuesday. So we always joke about it as a staff. Tuesday and Wednesday are some of our busiest days we have at the tournament week because tomorrow's really our day that we can shine a spotlight on the course, the players, and provide an opportunity for our sponsors to come out and experience why the LPGA Tour is so special. So tonight we will have a pairings party. So a pairings party, it's a typical thing that happens at every tour event, and we essentially reveal the pairings for tomorrow. So everyone's slotted with their tee times. We have all the pairings done right now. Knock on wood, there will probably be changes. It always happens, and that'll happen tonight. So it'll be on the back patio. We're looking at the course right now at the clubhouse, but we'll do some really fun activations. It'll be, we'll have glow golf. We'll have a band. We'll have gifting happening tonight. The players will be coming to that. So it's a really fun evening to engage with them and host. A lot of sponsors are hosting their clients. Mm-hmm. We're hosting our sponsors. So we really do everything we can to make that day very special. And then tomorrow will be the Pro-Am. So we'll have tee times from 7 a.m. all the way to 1:30 in the afternoon off of 1 and 10. So it's for amateurs. When we say amateur, that's essentially you and me would be playing. Mm-hmm. And then they get to play with one pro on the front. So their first 9, and then they get to switch pros and play with the second pro on the second 9. So we call it a 9-9 format. We started doing it a couple of years ago, and it's become really popular. I think the players like it. because it frees them up and allows them to focus on like different areas of their game. Yeah, tomorrow's a massive day. I mean, our team will be here probably at 5 a.m., getting everything ready. Dining will open at 5:30. Our first guest will probably come at 5:30. So getting everything buttoned up, a seamless experience. But the Pro-Am day is the most fun day because you get to play with the players. And the thing about the LPGA is all of our amateurs will play the same tees as the golfers. So you're playing like the same tees as the players. So except females and seniors are allowed to play up if they prefer. But, you know, it is kind of fun to test your game directly against theirs.
Absolutely. And it's just play your own ball and just a casual 9 and 9.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Okay, moving into the tournament and when it actually starts. Let's talk about the players field.
Yeah.
The players that are coming. I mean, it's an amazing field that we have this week.
It is.
What's the qualifying process like? What happens when there's a withdrawal last minute? How does that all work?
All that stuff has happened this week, so that's great. No, you're right. We have an incredible field. I think the last thing I looked at, we have 28 of the top 30 players in the world here, which is fantastic. And honestly, like, it speaks volumes to the Phoenix area. Mm-hmm. A ton of players call Phoenix home.
Yeah.
People are excited to get here. It's an easy market to travel in. And golf is a big deal in Phoenix.
Yeah.
There's a ton of golf manufacturers that call Phoenix their headquarters. And so, you know, the caliber of athletes that should happen at this event. Also, so essentially, the tour has a system of how you qualify and how you get into the event based on, there's various things that it's based on, right? And so we get our final field, like last week we got our final field, but there's always changes, right? So for example, yesterday we had our Monday qualifier. We had 46 players, I believe, playing that for 2 spots. And so we awarded 2 spots into the field yesterday. Also, the tournament's able to provide 2 sponsors exemptions into the field. So we got, as a tournament and as Ford, they got to select 2 individuals that wouldn't necessarily have gotten into the event, but we invited them to participate. So that's exciting. And then, I mean, if someone withdraws, then you just go down the priority list and then it bumps someone in. So it happens. We've had a couple withdrawals due to injury this week. It's a standard thing that happens. And that's why you'll see athletes out here that are on the reserve list, just kind of waiting to see what happens.
Yeah. How long do they wait?
Honestly, they can wait up until Thursday morning. If someone withdraws before their tee time. Once a player hits their first swing and withdraws, then it's just a WDP tournament. You can't add someone into the field. So
that's interesting. Okay. So how do you go about setting up the course then each day? What do you take into account? When do you start monitoring weather?
Sure.
What happens if there's rain? All those logistics when it comes to actually tournament start.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, listen, there's a ton of people behind the scenes, like different groups coming in. You've got the tournament staff, which is what I'm a part of. You've got the rules staff. You've got the media staff. You've got the social media staff. So there's different groups, right? And so that's all kind of, tee times are determined by rules, and it's based on the field size. It's based on how long you think the course is going to take to play, and it's based on daylight. Those are the factors that are going to drive tee times. You always want to obviously set yourself up for success. Like if there is a weather delay, the odds of going back out is what you want, right? So that's one part of your question. Fortunately, what we do as the tournament staff is we're really starting tomorrow through the end of the week. Our focus is how are we getting spectators in the property? How is the spectator flow looking? And so like our gear kind of switches from right now we're really focused on the players. Tomorrow we're really focused on the Pro-Am. But come Thursday morning, the players know how to use the venue.
Yeah.
But we're now bringing all on the spectators, which they don't know how to use the venue. So there's going to be, Thursday will be a fun day because it'll be a brand new learning curve of all sorts of things. But it happens every week, especially at a new venue. So as a tournament staff, our main focus will be the public. Rules, their focus is course setup and players. Okay. So you divide and conquer on all those aspects.
Okay, interesting. So your focus comes then more on the spectator, and then Thursday you probably learn where some bottlenecks happen or how to improve flow or
crosswalks for players. Obviously, player safety is priority. So we'll learn, okay, getting a player from that point to that point is not working. What adjustments do we need to make?
Yeah.
So Thursday is a lot of learning and doing that. But it's nothing that can't be managed or handled.
What do you think is important to the spectator? What do you think pulls the spectator in to be, a raving fan of the LPGA?
I mean, it's the players. I mean, look behind us. It's the athletes are the star of the show. So, again, providing accessibility to spectators from viewing to autographs to engagement. That's what's keeping the fans coming back. We can do certain things throughout the venue, like ease of parking, how quickly you can get through admissions, and that's all the stuff that we'll focus on. The concession experience. But I mean, the players are the star of the show.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it should be.
What about the logistics of the television broadcast?
Mm-hmm.
Are you working one-on-one with them, or do they kind of know where they want to set up and it's kind of, they can come in and figure it out on their own pretty much?
All great questions. So, I mean, that process has been going on for months, right? So they come out, they do a site visit, they look at where they want to build towers. So that's kind of pre-planned. Last week, they sent out crews to build the towers. So the towers are built, good to go. Golf Channel personnel will start arriving today. Tomorrow, we have a production meeting with Golf Channel at like 1:00-ish. And after that, they'll go do a test run on course and get all the cameras up, shoot the different angles, and make sure everyone agrees and is happy with the different areas. So it's a long process. Obviously, Golf Channel does this week in and week out. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a really fluid motion for them. This is obviously a brand new venue. I'm sure there will be learning curves, but there's been a lot of planning to make sure it's correct. And and that's kind of how that works.
Do they have any influence on how you do the pairings and when certain feature groups go out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you also want to make it interesting for broadcast. So a little bit there, especially on Thursday and Friday. And then honestly, on the weekend, it's based on the cut. So, it's based on how you finish.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll wrap up with this then. When Sunday night rolls around and the last shot is taken by the players and you crown your Ford Championship champion, when you get to sit back and relax for a second, and maybe that's not even till Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week.
No, we're good.
What makes this championship a success in your mind?
Honestly, probably the little things. If we can get people in and people out, and also seeing kind of how we do from, ticket sales and people coming out to the venue and the players leaving, having a fun week and saying that was awesome. Thank you so much. That'll all make it a success. There will be things that happen. I mean, we're bringing essentially a small city into this concentrated area. Things happen, right? But at the end of the day, this venue has been set up for success. We can't wait to welcome fans and see how it goes. But,
it's interesting because I came into this interview and this experience with you thinking all about the players and tournament and setting up just the competition side of it.
Yeah.
But I forget that you guys are running a business and really you're working for the spectator and making sure that they have the most amazing experience out here watching these, just uber talented golfers. I forget about that. You are working for the spectator. You're not necessarily working for the player. The players are your stars.
Yeah, we're working for our partners. We have 500 volunteers out here this week.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are honestly the stars of the show. I mean, we've got folks over here getting range balls all set. That's a small example. Mm-hmm. So honestly, without our volunteers, we couldn't do any of this. And that's another, how much time do you have? That's another whole operation in itself. So we do it because we love it, right? You get to wear a lot of different hats. You get to switch gears a lot. But, the biggest thing we like to do is come into a community and make an impact. The city of Gilbert's been incredible. They've rolled out the red carpet for us. And for them, this is a massive deal to bring this event. So what we get to do is use the LPGA as a platform to bring all this great stuff into this community and make an impact. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. And in order, we're going to grow on what we do this year. So that's what's exciting for the future.
Absolutely. So for the listener that's listening that knows that they have an LPGA event coming to their area, their state, how can they get involved? Can you let them know how that the volunteer opportunities are out there and how to sign up and get involved? And
honestly, the best thing to do is go to www.lpga.com. Every event has a link to an event specific website, or there might be just information on the tour website. Every single tournament needs volunteers. You can never have enough volunteers. There's something for everyone. If you want to be a spectator, if you want to work the event, if you want to support the event in a different way, if you want to sponsor an event, there's different avenues to get involved. And I just encourage people to find the event, find the right contact, and see how you can get involved.
Well, I would be silly not to finish up this episode by asking you how your golf game is going and how you're able to get out on the golf course and enjoy this game. Or do you, does it frustrate you more than you enjoy it?
It doesn't frustrate me at all. My coach told me I was a good person in college.
So your golf game didn't make you a bad person? Is that what he meant?
No, that's not what she meant. But I love playing. I'm one of 5. All my brothers play golf. We're all a super competitive family. I love to play every chance I get. I don't get frustrated whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I'm frustrated that I can't hit it as far as I used to and as straight. But I love to have fun. I'm playing in a little Augusta scramble in a couple weeks for fun. So I try to get out there and play. But some days are good and some days are not good. But it is what it is.
I think we all relate to that.
It's not a big deal.
Well, Emily, thank you for being on the podcast. Thanks for sharing the behind the scenes of these amazing tournaments.
Sure.
Again, if you haven't been to an LPGA event yet, it's time.
It's time.
You got to come experience it.
Come out this week.
And I think that you'll feel that it's quite unique and different than the men's side.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is great. Thanks for being out here.
All right.